And we're live. Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru. Today is Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. Today we're going to talk about when physical therapy makes it harder to walk. This fascinates me. This whole concept of if you start out in pain, pushing through pain will get you out of pain. And it doesn't really work. And I find it's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And this was actually motivated by this was posted on the Knee Pain Guru website on a blog post. It was the blog post was holistic treatment for Baker's cysts. And the Lily actually wrote in, and she had said had ACL and meniscus surgery about 3 years ago. And all these years I've been dealing with Baker's cyst on and off. I've tried everything under the sun. Doctors recommend therapy, but when I do therapy, it makes it even harder to walk. Been through the MRIs, can't seem to find anything. And this is This is one of those situations that absolutely fascinates me, because it is when you're going to video catch up. Is the video catching up now? Video catching up. Okay, video caught up. So here's the thing. I've worked with clients that had to stop going. They stopped going to physical therapy because they had to take pain meds to get through physical therapy. You have people that go to physical therapy, massage therapists, chiropractors, and they limp out of the appointment in more pain than they went in. It defies logic. It defies reason that when you start out in pain and pushing through pain is ever going to get you out of pain. Now, it's going to change something. It's a little bit of a crapshoot that you may or may not, that the knee pain may or may not go away. But you have to, if you can't wrap your head around this part, I'm really not going to be able to help you. Your shortest distance between being in pain and getting out of pain is comfort. And I know that sounds ridiculous. That sounds stupid simple. Like, well, of course, Bill, just create comfort and the pain will go away. Well, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? And you'll get these people that have very successful practices, and they will be working on clients for decades. And they will absolutely, from my perspective, torture people. They'll torture people to get that muscle to release. Well, if we get this muscle turned on, or we get it to release, then the pain will go away. And people are in therapy for weeks, months, sometimes even years, and they're not seeing improvement. Or if they are seeing improvement, the improvement is marginal. And this is where creating comfort is your shortest distance between you being in pain and you being out of pain. The biggest challenge is not getting you out of pain. The biggest challenge is wrapping your head around the fact that comfort can get you more results in less time with a fraction of the time, energy, and effort you're currently putting in, suffering, going to all these other therapies. Well, okay. We have a few people online here. If you have questions, comments, nasty remarks, please enter those in the comments section or the live chat. We are here on Facebook as well as YouTube. But the point of it is like it just doesn't like make sense. And I'd be curious to hear from physical therapists, massage therapists, chiropractors as to their approach and their philosophy, and why doesn't a person feel relief like right now? Why not? Why aren't we able to hold these professionals to a higher standard and be like, why can't I get relief right now in my knee? Why do I have to wait a week? Why do I have to wait 2 weeks? Why do I have to wait a couple of months? Now, the process of getting the body out of pain may take a period of time. But at this point in time, if we create comfort, you should feel relief right now. Bottom line, end of story. That's it. And what will happen is I'll work with clients and they'll get relief. And they'll be like, but is this going to last? Well, you have to create it as a new pattern in your body, in your knee. You have to shift all of the patterns that went into creating the knee like it is. It's a process. The water that you drink, the food that you eat, the thoughts that you think, the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you walk, supplements you take, your stretching or not, your mobility or not, your exercise or not. Does it put you back into pain? Anyhow, point of it is, you create comfort, the body starts relieving the pain. And the more your body experiences that relief, the more you train it to experience relief, the faster it lets go of pain. And it's not your body that doesn't want to let go of the pain. It's your mind. Okay. No questions are coming in, but that's what it is. As far as Lily, she had the ACL and meniscus surgery. The Baker cyst comes on and off because the tension patterns change from day to day. And we have to address those tension patterns. We have to address the neurology that's going on in the knee that is manifesting in the Baker cyst. We have to address the tension patterns that are going on from the ACL meniscus injury. So we got that. We have the trauma that the body experienced from the surgery, which even though it's beneficial and it repaired the ACL and meniscus, it's still a trauma that the body has to address and let go of. If it doesn't let go of that trauma or what's going on in the knee, then the patterns come back. That's how it is. Just like the relationship that comes back. New person, new face, and you're in the same situation again. So, okay. Yeah, so that's it. Get the pressure off of the nerves that are the width of an eyelash being squeezed in the knee. Pain starts going away. We just need to, instead of focusing on anything else, we're just going to focus on comfort. What's going to create more comfort in the knee at this moment in time. It makes logical sense. It's common. Well, apparently it's not common sense because so many other people continue to suffer. But there is a logical progression of creating comfort day in and day out over and over. And before you know it, your knee's out of pain. You're no longer suffering. So, okay. What do you do now? Oh, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to the channel. You want to know what you can do now. And this is, I get lots of questions. People watch these videos. I wonder if they watch these videos. Because they'll ask me, like, what do I do? You can go down to the Knee Pain Guru website. You can get on my mailing list. You can schedule a time for a consultation where we'll figure out a strategy. This is to figure out a strategy. This is not to get you out of pain. And then what would be the best thing you can do is join Knee Club. You have issues with Baker cysts, join Knee Club. You have issues after ACL, meniscus surgery, join Knee Club. You've had a knee replacement, join Knee Club. You have arthritis, you have bone on bone, join Knee Club. Each of those, it is the answer, because I will spend the time with you in the context of those group coaching calls to point out the specific videos that are going to get the relief in your knee today, right now. And I have the videos recorded. I point to you the specific ones you need to work with and use to get you relief today. And then that's your work between the calls, is to work with those videos, do the homework, and begin getting results. And we're going to course correct, just like a sailboat. We're going in that direction, and you may get a little bit off course, and I'm there on each call to help course correct, so you get back on track, to understand what your body is communicating to you, understand what your knee is communicating to you, what needs to be shifted and changed, whether it be water, nutrition, breathing, mindset, stretching, mobility, exercise, pain pattern interrupts, or strengthening. It's pretty simple, not necessarily easy, because you have to show up on the calls and you have to do the work. You don't want to do the work, then no program's going to help you. Okay, we got a few people online here. If you have questions, please enter those in the comments section or the live chat section, depending on if you're on YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching the replay, enter in your comments below, because I use them on future videos. I do these on generally Monday through Friday, and I answer questions of what people are dealing with, what's going on, what they're struggling with as far as their knees. And then we can zero in on the specific thing, the direction to point the ship. Because once you're going in the right direction, you begin to see progress. And when you're on the hamster wheel of going to physical therapy, and the physical therapy is causing you more pain, yet you continue to go to the therapy, whatever it is, physical therapy, massage therapy, chiropractic, whatever you're working and going to, if you don't have any explanation of a bigger picture and you're just like, well, we just got to keep this up and the knee pain will eventually go away, you need someone else to work with, because what you're doing isn't working. And that part, it's like AA. The first step in beginning to get better is to admit you have a problem. And the problem may be the therapy you're going to is putting you in more pain. And this is the whole point of the call today, as Lily was saying, it's harder to walk when I leave physical therapy. So how does that make sense to do something that causes more pain? If you want to get out of pain, if you want to walk normal again, if you want to not limp, if you want to not look like an old person. And this is where people may not realize that when you're compensating to protect your knee, it's throwing off your pelvis and your lower back. That affects hormone production. That affects your body to clean out waste products through your lymphatic system. That affects how you think, how you feel, how you function, all because of a knee. And the longer you continue in pain, the longer you continue trying to push through pain to get out of pain, it further embeds a dysfunctional tension pattern in the body. It doesn't serve you. It's not good. It's not good for your mood. It's not good for your digestion. It's not good for anything. Okay, we got a question. Ergira, let's see, bone on bone in both knees, and now they're suggesting stim wave procedure. What do you think about that? I'm not familiar with stim wave. And any procedure is going to be limited by how your changing the neurological patterns and the patterns in both your body and then the conditions that your body is in that is creating the bone on bone to begin with. So let's use a car analogy. Your car got in an accident. The frame's crooked. It's wearing the tires in a certain way, causing an imbalance in the tires. You go and get a new tire procedure. So you get all 4 tires changed. Will the new tire, yeah, sure, you got new tires on there, but as you drive the crooked car, it's going to wear those tires in the very same pattern. Now let's replace the new tire procedure with the car that was in an accident with the stem wave procedure with your crooked human frame that is creating bone on bone. If you don't change those patterns in your knees, your hips, your lower back, your ankles, your feet, your hamstrings, your quads, your shins, your calves, then you can get the procedure and your body's still holding the same pattern. We have to change that pattern in order to get different results. And we have to look at it dynamically. It's not just in the knees. And that's where I see lots of different types of therapies only focus on the knee, like trying to increase range of motion in the knee without looking at the hips and lower back or the ankles and feet that are required in order for the knee to bend. Yes, that's right. If we have issues in other parts of the body, they affect the knees. We can't look at what's going on in the body in isolation. We have to look at the body as a whole. Oh, I didn't do this. Okay, here was the question. Jira. Yeah, and I see other people on the line. Make sure to give video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends, especially the ones that limp. Take action and get over to the Knee Pain Guru website. I offer consultations. I offer also a group coaching program called Knee Club, where you can get involved and get implementable things you can do to relieve the pain in your knees, change the neurological patterns in your body, and start enjoying your life. And the more you're willing to engage and participate in those calls, the more I'm able to help. Okay, got a few people on Facebook, a few people on YouTube. If you have questions about your knees, about physical therapy. So going back to Jira, I think the stem wave procedure could be beneficial, but we can't just look at just the knees. We got to look at the whole body. Otherwise, what's going on will just come back. That's kind of how it works. People do it with injections all the time. They're like, oh, I'm going to get stem cell injections. Okay, they get stem cell injections and inject it into a tight knee that's already wearing, and then they spent tens of thousands of dollars. That didn't work. And we have to look at the body like we look at everything else, the interconnection of what's going on not only in the body, but in the environment that is creating what you experience in your knees. So, okay. Let's see, kneepainguru.com. That's the best way I can help anyone. Right there, that link, the kneepainguru.com/knee club. Knee Club is a group coaching program. I work in Zoom twice per week in a group coaching call. You have a private Facebook group. Calls are recorded, so if you have questions and you can't make the call, I answer the questions, and you can listen to the replays. Let's Let's see what we got here. Does castor oil help with knee pain? It can. I used it a little bit. It has a little bit of a numbing effect. But once again, if you're looking at one-offs meaning like, okay, you put castor oil and you're doing the stim wave procedure, but you're not looking at a bigger picture of what's going on, especially if you have bone on bone. So that stuff's been wearing for quite a while. And if you're not working in conjunction with a greater perspective of what's going on in your knee, then, well, the docs are waiting. They got a great business model. It's about 50 to 65,000 per knee. And that is everything. That is according if everything goes right for a knee replacement surgery, where they saw off the bones in your leg and replace it with plastic and metal. Think I'm kidding? Go do a YouTube search on knee replacement surgery videos. And that's exactly what they do. They will saw off the heads of your bone and drill a screw down your bone and then attach the plastic, the replacement joint onto the end of that screw. And they usually wait until you're old enough. And old enough means they're counting on you dying before the knee replacement wears out. So they're only rated to 15 to 20 years. Okay. G-Dan, 2 ACL surgeries here. Same knee. Re-injury is always in the back of my mind when doing any physical activity. Yeah, so what G-Dan is talking about is the trauma that gets stuck in the neurology. There's fear from an experience like that. ACL. I had the same injury, just one ACL surgery. So injured my left knee. There was quite a bit of time that I had that in the back of my mind that I was going to re-injure the knee. And that's part of the fear that gets held in the nervous system, in your central nervous system, your brain, your spinal column, the nerves that go out to every cell in your body, that it still exists. You could think of it like PTSD for the knees. And what ends up happening is if you cause the body more trauma, like you go to physical therapy and now you're pushing through the pain, you're doing nothing to calm the nervous system down to facilitate the nervous system's release of this trauma that's stuck. So the key is beginning to work with the knee in comfort, working with the intrinsic movement of the knee joint, of the leg, of the hips and lower back in comfort. And what that does is that moves the neurology from a sympathetic or fight or flight state to a parasympathetic state that allows the neurology to begin to let go of this tension that it's struggling with. And what happens is if we couple that, diffusing the tension in the nervous system, with an intelligent approach to exercise that gradually builds your confidence in your movement, and then focus on strengthening not the muscles in the legs, but the tendons, ligaments, and fascia in the knee joint, then you get the confidence back in your movement. You have the ability to move in any direction. You feel younger in your movement. It's a very different approach because we're not imposing on where the body is at. We're not causing it to tense up more. Okay, let's see. Jira. Yes, they said I have severe bone on bone. I can barely walk and I can't get surgery because I'm overweight and in my 50s. You're too young. So, yeah, no, overweight's a misnomer. Overweight misnomer that the overweight causes knee pain. Being overweight causes knee pain because there are people that are overweight that don't have knee pain. Hey, bringing in logic and reason. Okay, what does Dan says? That makes tons of sense, Doc. Okay, I got a great story about I had Mary. Mary she was 89 years old when she first came to see me. And she had a cortisone shot in her hip because of she was having pain. Hip, lower back, something like that. So they went to get a cortisone shot. Mary went to get a cortisone shot in her hip, and the doctor hit a nerve, which put her in absolute excruciating agony of pain. And the doctors will send you home in pain like that because the cortisone shot is supposed to reduce the pain. So Mary comes to see me. I was in Louisville, Kentucky at the time. And it took Mary a half an hour, 30 minutes to get from where she parked the car, which wasn't that far. It was only maybe 20 feet. Her granddaughter drove her. Took her half an hour to get about 20 feet from where she parked to inside my office. And Mary would always call me doctor. She's like, okay, doctor. Thank you, doctor. I appreciate it, doctor. And I was like, okay, Mary, I'm not a doctor. You can't call me doctor. She goes, okay, doctor. I was like, Mary, we got to think of a different name. She goes, okay, doctor. So I was like, okay, Mary, I got it. She goes, what? I said, call me Admiral. So ever since that day, Mary called me Admiral Bill. So anyhow, if you email or write comments, feel free to call me Admiral Bill. So G. Dan writes, that makes tons of sense. Healing the mind and the body at the same time. Yeah, and I don't see any other way. I mean, okay, there is another way. Obviously, the doctors are very successful at it in terms of to a certain level. Like if you're ignoring and being disconnected from how you feel, how your body functions and it operates, like if it's not operating the way you like it, then there's an issue. And many people settle for that. Many people are okay with the fact, well, this is what the doctor said, this is what the physical therapist said, and I'm just going to have to live with it. Well, this is what all the people in my family said. This is what my parents said. This is what my friends say. This is what's happening to them. They're all getting to a certain age. They're all getting knee replacements. There isn't any options. I've tried everything. And it's only normal because so many people on a societal level has accepted it to be that way. And if you want to accept it to be that way, great. That's you. Enjoy. But in terms of the possibilities that the body has to heal itself, that's not even close. That's not even remotely close. I refuse to accept it. I remember Dr. Ellis, after the surgery and the physical therapy, I went to the Dr. Ellis and said, okay, my knee, it's still swollen, it's stiff, it's achy, I'm limping in my late 20s. What else? He goes, well, that's all we could do. You're going to have to live with it. Okay. No, it's not okay. That wasn't okay for me, and that started my journey. We are where are we? We're 2021. So 4 knee dislocations from December of 98 to May of 1999. Surgery, June of 99. So everything you see here is the past 22 years of study, 20 years of study of talking to doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, experiencing it myself, hearing their perspective. And yeah, there's a lot lacking. Anyhow, no more questions are coming in. Head on over to the kneepainguru.com website, join my newsletter list. If you want to take action today to get improvement today, or not improvement today, improvement today would not be a consultation. You'd schedule a consultation later on in the week. I'm booked up. But getting help today would be to join Knee Club. Begin with the quick start guide. Start working on the template that I have set forward there for you to begin working with as soon as you join. And then our next call is Thursday. Calls on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern. And we tweak and adjust the program to continue getting you results. So, okay. We've been going a good half hour here. I thank everybody who shared their questions. If you have any, please type those in the comments section. I'll get those on notifications from YouTube, and I'll use those on future videos. Okay. Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru, going to sign off for today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one.